أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا وحبيبنا وإمامنا وشفيعنا محمدا عبده ورسوله، صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأنصاره وأزواجه وذريته وأهل بيته وأتباعه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين، وعلينا معهم أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وبعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي بجاه رسول الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم. Welcome to Light Upon Light live at Ganiat Akorede. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. We thank Almighty Allah for bringing us together again to spend quality time remembering Allah and remembering our duties to Him Azza wa Jalla, the one who deemed it fit to create us as human beings, beautiful, handsome looking human beings. He did not choose to create us as animals. He created us as human beings with intellect, with intelligence, with the ability to know the right from wrong. And He gave us the free will, the power to choose between doing good and doing bad. And some of us go the whole hog doing good, and some go the whole hog doing wrong. But in this month of Ramadan, this is the month of hope, where Allah gives us a rebirth, getting us back to our fitrah, to our natural status, how He created us. He created us to know Him as our Lord. He created us to know Him as the one who sustains us, who provides for us, who created us, who sent us to this world as honorable servants of His, and who, inshallah ta'ala, will emerge victorious at the end of time, having gone through all the tribulations and trials set up by Shaitan to get us to go astray. But Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, He made a promise on that day when Shaitan dared to stand in the presence of Allah and say to Allah, because you made me to go wrong. He's blaming Allah for his decision. Allah gave him free will to choose, and he's blaming Allah for his wrong decision. Say, because you made me go wrong, I'm going to wait and lay for them on your path to sure salvation, and I'm going to make them go wrong and do all kinds of wrong stuff. And in fact, the greatest thing I'm going to do to them is to make sure that at the end of the day, whatever you bless them with, they will not show gratitude to it. They will use it to be ungrateful to you. And Allah said, go ahead and try. My true devotees, you will have no power over them. That is us. Allah says, Shaitan will have no power over us. That is the promise of Allah, against the vow of Shaitan, our avowed enemy. And much more than that, Allah now turned to us. After He told our father to go, he and his wife, our mother, to go enjoy in the Garden of Eden and, enjoy, eat whatever they like in the garden, but not to go near that tree. There was a particular tree, I don't know what kind of tree it was, but Allah said, don't go near that tree, let alone eat of its fruits. Otherwise, you become one of the dhalimun, you become one of the wrongdoers. And our father was keeping faith, he was being obedient, and our mother too, until Shaitan came to them and convinced them. You know how he got them to do it? He swore to them in the name of Allah. He said, Wallahi, Wallahi, I like you guys, and I want for you the best. This place where you are, I don't want you to leave this place ever. Or do you want to leave this place that you're enjoying so much? And our father said, no, I'd like to stay here forever. Good. Say, you know what? I try something that will make me stay here forever. In fact, something that will make me live forever. He said, what is that? You see that tree? Once you taste its fruit, oh my goodness, it is so delicious. Just take a bite of it, you and your wife, just a single bite of the fruit, and you become like the angels. You become like myself. We will never die, and you will live here forever. Wallahi. And our father never knew that anybody in his right sense could swear in the name of Allah, telling a lie. Subhanallah. And they fell for it. They followed him to the tree. They plucked the fruit, and they took a bite. And they ate it. And the moment they ate it, they became naked. All the royal clothing that they had, the beautiful clothing, the beautiful looking royalty, everything just disappeared. And they found themselves naked. They started plucking leaves from the garden, from the trees of the garden, to cover their privacy. And they realized that they had wronged themselves immediately. And then they heard the voice of Allah. Did I not warn you not to listen to Shaitan? Did I not warn you not to go near that tree? They said, they didn't know what to say. They didn't even know. They were so ashamed. It is like when you do something wrong and you're caught red-handed, how ashamed you feel. They felt so ashamed, so sorry that they made a mistake, that they listened to Shaitan. So Allah said, well, it had always been the plan of Allah to send us to the earth. They did not get sent to the earth because they ate the apple. That was just to show them that their existence for a while is about test. And the first test is, don't go near that tree, right? Unfortunately, Shaitan got them to sleep. Now, before Allah created Adam, he announced to the angels that Inni ja'ilun fil ardi khalifa. I am going to establish my representative on earth. Ard is earth, not heaven. So it had, before Adam was created at all, it had been the plan of Allah to bring us to the earth. The first dwellers of the earth were the jinns, and they too were given free will, and they did all kinds of wrong things, right? But some of them were pretty good, some of them were pretty bad, just as we have in humans too, some pretty good people and some pretty bad people. Some jinns were good, some jinns were evil, outright evil, bad, using their free will to disobey Allah and spread corruption across the land. So Allah said, I'm going to bring a new set of creation to the earth, and they will have succession of authority over the earth, in succession. Yani, a father will hand over to his child, and that child to his child, and that child to his child. And that's how we got here. So Allah said, okay, enough of enjoyment in the garden. Go down to earth, and there you will dwell. You will sweat to eat, to feed, and there you will get all the tests that I have planned to set for you. This is part of Allah's plans to show the angels, who were created from light and created in such a way that they cannot go wrong. They cannot say no to Allah. They don't even know how to say no to Allah. لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. They never say no to Allah whenever He commands them. They go straight away to do whatever Allah asks them to do. But we and the jinns, Allah gave us the free will. Now go, you have the choice to go or stay. I don't feel like going. I want to stay, So, but Allah made a promise. If you obey me, then I have in provision for you the best of places. The best of places ever. But if you disobey me, I have in store for you the worst of punishment. So the choice is yours. So we find ourselves on planet Earth as planned by Allah, and we're here to pass the test that Allah is setting for us. But more importantly, Allah said وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I did not create man or jinns for any other reason but for them to worship me. إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. So, how do we know how to worship Allah? How do we know how to worship Allah? He said, أَعْرِفُونِي قَبْلَ أَن تَعْبُدُونِي وَمَنْ لَمْ يَعْرِفُنِي فَكَيْفَ يَعْبُدُنِي. Seek to know me before you worship me. For he or she that does not know me, how will he or she know how to worship me? Right? All different kinds of people have different ideas of what Allah is. But Allah told us about himself in the Quran. He said, Ya Rasulullah, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. Say that He, Allah, is one, the unique one, the only one. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ. He is the one that the entire universe depends on, and He depends on nobody. لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ. He is not begotten, neither does He beget. He does not have a child, nor does He have a parent. Nobody gave birth to God, and God did not give birth to anybody. He does not have a son, not a daughter, not a wife, not anybody. He is all alone in His dominion, and He controls the whole world. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. And there is none like Him. There is none comparable unto Him. No one out of His creation looks like Him. This is Allah introducing Himself to us. So let us seek to know Him so that we'll know how to worship Him. Now He wants us to worship Him day and night. And He made us to understand that worship does not start and end with salat. لَيْسَ الْبِرَّ أَن تُوَلُّوا وُجُوهَكُمْ قِبَلَ الْمَشْرِقِ وَالْمَغْرِبِ. It is not righteousness that you turn your face to the east or to the west, to the north or to the south, in looking for the Qibla to observe Salat. It is part of it. It is part of Ibadah. But Ibadah is way, over and above that. Now, the word Ibadah comes from the root word Abd. Abd means a slave or a servant of Allah. And that is who we are. That is what we are to Allah Azza wa Jalla. So to worship Allah appropriately, we have to go to Him, with humility. We have to go to Allah humble so that He can look upon us with mercy. You cannot go to Allah and, having it in your mind that, they said I should pray, so let me just get it done and over with. No. Go to Allah with the mindset that this is the one you need to survive in this wilderness called life. And then you cannot go to Allah unless you are clean and pure. Allah is pure. Allah is clean, and He will not accept anything except that which is pure and clean. And that is where we want to take off on our discussion for this morning. We need to be clean to approach Allah. Otherwise, He's not going to take dirt from us. He's not going to take filth from us. He's not going to take something that is not wholesome from us. So how do we clean ourselves enough for Allah to accept us? He said it in the Quran. He said, whenever you're about to observe your salat, clean yourselves, wash your hands, wash your face, wash your hands. By hands, that means your hands, including your arms. Wipe your head and wash your feet. It is in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that we got the breakdown of this duty of ours, how to wash ourselves clean enough by performing wudu. Now, wudu is the purification with water, and it is the minor purification that takes care of minor impurities, like using the restroom, going to pee, or do number two, or um, passing the gas, or falling into deep sleep, lying down, and things like that. But there is the major purification, which is called ghusl. Ghusl is the one that is due when, one, if you're coming into Islam anew, two, if you just finished your monthly cycle, that is for us ladies, three, if you've had intimacy with your spouse, be you a man or a woman, you need to make ghusl before you can go into salat. Or if when someone is passing on passing to the great beyond, when someone dies, they must, the people that he leaves behind must perform ghusl on him. So if you have these major impurities and you want to go and pray, the steps are very, very simple. Very simple. It is not complicated at all. Just make sure you get clean water that has not changed color or changed taste, clean water. And then before you dig your hand into it, if you're using water in a basin or in a pail, first of all, get some water to wash your hands with soap. Wash your hands clean. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, before you put your hand in the water you're going to use for ghusl, make sure those hands are washed clean, because you don't know where your hands spent the night. Our hands can go into all kinds of places in our body. So make sure you wash your hands. You don't want to put germs into the water that you're going to use to wash yourself. So wash your hands with soap. When your hands are clean, then you can now put your hand in the water. And the first thing you do is to make wudu. After you say A'udhu Billah Minash Shaitanir Rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and you have the intention in your heart, the kind of ghusl you want to perform. Is it a ghusl of coming into Islam anew? Is it a ghusl of ending your monthly cycle, when no more spotting, no more red color, not even brown color, everything is clean, right? You're not spotting anymore. So you make the intention in your heart, this is the ghusl I want to make. Or if it is a ghusl of having had intimacy with your spouse, and if it is for a woman that had a child, after the blood flow of childbirth has stopped, then you make the ghusl, right? And for the people who are making ghusl for a dead Muslim, for the corpse, they need to make that intention that we're making ghusl for this person that has passed on, so that the person can go to Allah clean. Yeah, so you wash your hands and then you perform wudu. You wash your hands 3 times, starting with the right, making sure you wash in between your fingers. You put water in your mouth, right? And you can even gargle, to wash your throat and pour it out. And then you wash your nostril, you put water in your hand and sniff it in. Don't take it too much so that it doesn't go into the brain or into the windpipe. Just sniff it in with the right hand and you blow it out with the left hand, and you wash your left hand again. And then you wash your face from your hairline to your chin, from your ear to your ear. Then you wash your arm, all the way to your elbow, including your hands. The first washing of the hands is to wash it clean and get rid of all germs there and viruses, as it were. And then you wash your left arm all the way to your elbow, including your hands, and then you wipe your head. Now, instead of just wiping your head, this is where you pour water on your head. You pour water on your head. You can take 3 bowls of water, 3 times pour water on your head and let it run down your body, and then you start washing your right side of the body, front and back, all the way to your thigh. You do the left side, front and back, and then from your thigh down to your feet, you wash it from starting with the right, and then you move on to the left, and then you're done. And you can pour some more water on yourself, and then you take the shahada, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Now, before you, one thing I left out, after you make your intention, before you wash your hands, you actually wash your private part with soap and water. Some people say soap is not healthy for the private part. Whatever is healthy, use it to make sure that you're clean down there. Back and front, wash yourself clean. Then you start washing. Then you wash your hands and you start making the wudu. Then you do the ghusl bath. You wash yourself all the way down. Now, if you are careful that your naked hands do not touch your private part, you're as good, you're ready to go for salat. But if in the course of washing yourself, your hands touch your private part, then you have to make the wudu after finishing your ghusl, right? Because touching your private part, it breaks your wudu or your ghusl. Your ghusl is valid, but it's not okay to go and make salat with that. So you make your wudu again, and wudu is, all the steps you took, except for when you're making wudu, when you get to the head, you don't pour water on your head. You just wet your hands and wipe from the front to the back, and from the front and from the back to the front. And then you put your index finger into your ears and your thumbs behind your ears, and you clean, right? And then you wash your feet. And don't forget the dua of wudu. While you're making all this, you keep saying the dua of wudu. Even when you're making your ghusl, say the dua. Allahumma اغفر لي ذنبي ووسع لي في داري وبارك لي في رزقي. اللهم اغفر لي ذنبي ووسع لي في داري وبارك لي في رزقي. Allahumma, oh Allah, Ya Allah, forgive me of all my sins. ووسع لي في داري, expand my home for me, my home in this dunya, my home in my grave, my home in Al-Jannah. Expand it for me. Make it spacious and comfortable for me. وَبَارِكْ لِي فِي رِزْقِي. And please put your barakah, put your blessings in my provisions. Anything you have provided for me, myself, my wealth, my health, my children, my spouse, my knowledge, my everything that you have given me, please put your barakah in it for me. Yes, I have a question. You have a detailed explanation if you are using a pail or bucket. What if one is using the shower? Good. If you're using the shower, it's easy. You're not contaminating the water in any way. So you start with the way we started. You wash your private part first of all. After you say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, you make the intention in your heart. You wash your private part clean. You can use a bowl to collect some water so that you can really, really wash yourself clean. And then you start washing your hands under the shower. You still wash your hands. Still wash them, because you're going to put water in your mouth. And you don't want to put hand laden with virus and germs into your mouth. So you wash your hands with soap. Wash it really clean. Now they say we can wash our hands for 20 seconds. Yeah, you can do that. Making your wudu, wash your hands and then put the water in your mouth and in your nostrils and continue with the bathing as explained. Okay, so that's about it for tahara. Tahara, it means cleanliness, and cleanliness is next to godliness, so they say. But Islam teaches us that cleanliness is a very integral part of our ibadah. We want to worship Allah the way He wants to be worshipped. We cannot just wake up and just jump up and start calling on Allah. No, Allah wants you to wash your teeth. In fact, the Prophet ﷺ said, before you talk to Allah, if you feel ashamed to talk to people with foul smell oozing from your mouth, then know that it's more offensive to Allah and the angels around you. So when you wake up in the morning, make it a point of duty to brush your teeth and wash your tongue. The tongue, that is where the germs that give you that foul smell, mouth odor, that is where they are really. So you wash your tongue, you brush your teeth, your mouth is smelling good, and then you cleanse yourself, you clean yourself, you are smelling good, and you're ready to face Allah. the angels will love to come around you because you're not stinking. The Prophet ﷺ said to his Sahaba, he said, listen guys, if you ate onions or garlic, don't come to the masjid. Stay at home and pray. He said, because if the smell is offensive to human beings, then know that it is more offensive to the angels. The Prophet ﷺ, he was a man that would always wear perfume. He would brush his teeth, every time he's about to say his salat. And he said, if it won't be asking too much, I would have asked you people to use the siwak, the wooden toothbrush at every salah before you perform your wudu. Wash your mouth so that your mouth smells good when you want to talk to Allah. All this we learned from the greatest teachers of all, the greatest teacher of all, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he encourages you men to dab some nice perfume so that you smell good. As far as we women are concerned, we're good enough with our roll-on that does not smell too much, that is not turning heads, as we're walking by, And if you're gonna use any perfume, make sure it is not that perfume that is overwhelming, that everybody, you step into a room and heads are turning. Ooh, she smells good. We have to be careful so that we don't overstep our bounds. So let us make it a point of duty to purify ourselves, to clean ourselves before we approach Allah Azza wa Jalla. And I pray that anytime we approach Him, He in His infinite mercy will welcome us into His fold of mercy and envelope us with His blessings and guide us and help us to overcome all our challenges in this world. So we have a few more minutes to go. If you have any more questions, please send them. Alhamdulillah, Jazakumullah khairan too for watching. Thank you for thanking me. Thank you for spending this time with me. Abdui, I've been meaning to ask you, what is the meaning of Abdui? Please let us understand what the meaning of your name is. I know Abdul means the slave of. Now, we use that when our name is attached to the name of Allah, like Abdullahi, Abdul Razak, Abdul Mu'min, Abdul Rahman. What is Abdui? Is we one of Allah's names that I don't know about? Please, you can let us know about it. We'd like to share that with you. So, inshallah ta'ala, follow me on, this is my Instagram page, right? But join me 7 p.m. tonight on Afrocentric TV, right? Live on Instagram. And also you can, Afrocentric has started putting my recordings on YouTube. So you can actually watch the episodes that you missed on YouTube from now on, right? And please do send in your questions, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll be the first to know when our new editions are out, inshallah ta'ala. And don't forget to poke at the notification button, press the notification button so you can get notified as soon as we have new editions out, inshallah. Follow my Instagram at Ganiat Akorede. Thank you, and I love these hearts when they fly across the screen. Thank you very much for showing love. I love you too, right? Yeah, I love you too. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So inshallah ta'ala, we'll do this again tomorrow morning, and I pray that Allah will continue to guide us, bless us, forgive us, and help us to live through the month of Ramadan and experience many more Ramadans to come, inshallah. A big thank you to Tokumbo Olympio and the rest of the crew, and you wonderful viewers, Hamida, Muna, and Lima, Abdurazak, Nima, Abari. Thank you all so much. May Almighty Allah bless all of you. Let's do it again tomorrow morning, same time, same station. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت واستغفرك وأتوب إليك. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مع السلامة، إلى اللقاء.